Ugh, 2 misses, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Damn. Hey everybody, I'm Allison Hayslip, and I am here at Meltdown Comics in Hollywood. Now, as you know, there's always funny people in this place checking out the latest releases, so we thought it would be cool to show off the future of Dungeons & Dragons here at Meltdown. Tune in at 4 p.m. on June 1st on Twitch to learn about the new D&D story from me, Mike Merles, and Chris Perkins. You'll even get to see Matt Mercer spin a new fantasy tale for a few people you might recognize from the Meltdown shows. So tune in on June 1st at 4 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/WOTC_DND for D&D live from Meltdown. We'll see you then. All right, what happens next?
You take 7 damage as the goblin slashes across your chest with a rusty sword.
I'm definitely going to need a tetanus shot.
All right, we are beginning. Welcome to Dice Camera Action, Episode 7. You may have noticed that Nate Smith is not with us. He has some personal stuff to deal with this week, so hopefully he'll be back next week. So in the meantime,
his bagpipes need repair.
His bagpipes, exactly. In the meantime, Paulton will be passed out at the Blue Water Inn. As you might remember from last week,
happens all the time. We'll pick him up later.
Yeah, you got a little bit tipsy last week.
I'll call him an Uber in a chariot. We'll come by in like 3 minutes. His name is Eric.
Yeah, he can't really hold his Barovian wine too well. But as you recall, the party is in the town of Vallaki, and they got there mostly because they needed to bring Irina Kolyana to a safe place. But Strix was kind of dreading it because she had heard from Madame Ava that a family member or two actually reside in Vallaki. One of them, her long-lost brother, who she met.
Which was crazy.
Hooray! There was a fight outside the inn, and when Strix announced who she was, Ezek broke off his little romantic tryst with Dee and ran, grabbed Strix, lifted her up, and started spinning her around joyously. A happy reunion. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Only hugs.
And you recall during the altercation, Evelyn, you beat down one of the guards, and he's unconscious, but looks like he might actually pull through. One guard who will not pull through is the one who has a silver dagger stuck through his neck.
What? I don't remember that.
Courtesy of one DF Woodrow. As you recall, DF, you rolled a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About that.
Yes. For those who don't remember, our special guest star Erika is playing Deidre, aka Dee, who is like the world's strongest woman. She's a carnival circus performer who joined up with a carnival ringmaster named Rictavio and is here in town on business, mysterious business.
She's also known as a barrel of hit points.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
I didn't even do the math, but it was so many that it was like
so many.
Math.
Oh, you have no idea. I was just like, if it was, let's be honest, if it was me, I would have been dead in 1 hit. Like 1 hit.
I know, the first hit that he was like, she loses 30 hit points.
I was like, well, that would have been it.
Lost her. And then I'm fine.
And you got some healing at the end too, although you're still down hit points, right, Dee?
Oh yeah, Dee's got right now she's got like an intestine kind of like poking out on behind her. Oh Jesus! Put that back in, girl. Oh, I'm just gonna sit down.
Oh, and I already did lay on hands for her last time.
That's right. Yes.
Oh my God, that saved me.
Yes. Those hit points were much needed. So Strix, as you are sort of lifted off your feet, Ezek does eventually set you down. And he says, basically, I cannot believe I would ever see you.
I'm just really, Strix is obviously very taken aback by this. Don't we have an aunt here? Don't you have a sister too?
He says, it is just you and me. Do not speak of aunts and other relatives. And you can tell right off the bat that he's sort of avoiding answering the question honestly. You don't even have to make an insight check to realize that. He's sort of disowned himself from any other affiliations. He says, the only one that we need to care about is the Burgomaster and his family. They are the only ones who will protect us.
My compatriots and I here have a feeling that the Burgomaster is not a very nice man.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You can see one of the guards is sort of leaning over the dead guard who's lying on the ground. And,
I want that dagger back, but I don't want to say anything.
Yes. There's that awkward moment where you're kind of looming like a vulture to get your dagger back. I'm not exactly sure how. But Izek asks, how is Korga? And the other one says, he is dead, my lord. I see. And you see Izek turns an angry glare at you, Diath, and you can see him baring his teeth. You will all come with us to the Burgomaster.
Oh, no, we're not coming with you to the Burgomaster, bro.
He grabs you.
Nope, Jot.
Starts to pull you through the mud.
No.
Boy, I've got some intestines hanging out.
Can we rest first?
Think I'd better.
Izek, brother, my very armly inclined brother. Can you let us rest first before you take us anywhere? My friends are super hurt.
He says, you will be safe at Burgomaster's mansion. We will go there.
Don't think so.
I woke up and stand like in front of Strix, so like he's pulling her, and she's a lot taller than me, so I stand like right here.
Okay.
And I'm like, excuse me, she said no, and no means no, and you need to respect her personal space right now. Hi, I'm Evelyn, by the way, servant of Lysander.
He says to the guards, take him into custody. He points at Diath.
No, don't custody my friends. We can't. There's no custody. I am not coming with you if you're going to custody anyone in this group.
Boy, what do you think this pink bit is?
Lay down, D. Stop talking. Let's come out.
But he does stop pulling. He does release Strix at that point, Evelyn, since you've imposed yourself. But yes, he does point to have the guards basically surround Diath, and he says, "You will all come with us, or terrible things will happen. Not to you," he says to Strix, but to your friends.
Terrible things are going to happen anyway. You're telling me to put my friend into custody.
If you want to save the life of your friends, you will tell them to come with us peacefully.
I'm going to keep my eyes just locked right in on Ezek's. And I'll say, I was only doing what you have done. Kept your sister safe, as I have done since I found her in Waterdeep.
That's a real fair point there.
All right. Do you want to make a persuasion check, Dia?
Sure do.
I go over and kind of help Dee stuff some of her intestines.
Oh, God. I like puke a little.
Brush off some of the dirt.
It's just fine. Here, let me just.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
14?
it's so squishy.
He says, one good deed cannot undo the crime that you have committed here today.
He's right.
What?
Well, the way I see it, sometimes being in a cell
is like, Diaz, what are you talking about?
The Burgomaster's law is everything here.
We're aware of that.
What law has he broken?
He says, he murdered one of the guards.
But that guard was trying to murder him.
The guard is allowed to murder him.
Why?
Those are the laws.
That doesn't seem like a very sensible law to me.
The way I see it, if we're in a cell, we get 3 squares a day, got a roof over our heads. It's not the right place.
Everyone run! Everyone run! Strix off running.
I follow her.
Strix is running! Strix is just running! She's running! She's running really fast!
All right, so Strix just bolts and shouts, run! To everybody. So Strix, you have so many choices about what direction you can run to. In the middle of town, so like you can run along any one of 5 roads that branch from this point, or you can just sort of like run between some buildings off into some houses or something. Do you want to? Basically, your choices are stay outdoors, try to run indoors, or
I don't want to endanger our friends in the inn because they've helped us. So I'm gonna not run towards their inn, but definitely just like run wherever I see the most open path.
This is a terrible idea.
Possibly
the most open path will be down the west road.
Okay, I start running that way.
All right. So Strix takes off. Everybody roll initiative at this point.
Why?
Why? No!
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Strix, what was your initiative?
It's a 1.
Okay. Dia.
8.
16.
Oh, sorry, that's not me.
16.
16. Evelyn.
8.
D.
15.
All right. Oh, what's that? Okay. So the first to go is Strix. She bolts out in front. Everybody else is momentarily stunned. They don't really know what to do. But the next to act are the guards, actually. So 5 of the guards are going to beat down on Dieth. And it appears as they're whacking on you, Dieth, that they're attempting to apprehend you without killing you, basically by beating you unconscious.
Thanks, Strix.
I got scared.
And there are 4 active guards trying to do this. So Dieth, one of them misses you.
I got sick moves.
Excellent. The other one crits you. And then you're hit one more time. So you're hit for 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the ordinary hit.
Oh, okay.
And you're hit for 10 points of bludgeoning damage on the second crit.
Okay.
All right. But you're still up, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling woozy.
All right.
Just lie there.
Now, since Evelyn, you're still technically standing in Ezek's face. He can't just run after Strix without getting through you first. So, he is going to bring up his battle axe and smack you with the flat of the blade.
That jerk.
Yeah, and he tries to do this twice.
Ugh.
The first attack is a 17.
Ugh.
Does that hit you?
Wait. My armor class is 17.
Then that's a hit.
Ah!
All right. So he whacks you for 15 points of bludgeoning damage. His second attack, you are able to deflect and prevent that one from connecting. And then it is Dieth's turn. Now, Dieth, you've got 4 of these guards surrounding you, smashing you with the business ends of their, or the blunt ends of their spears.
Yep. I just go down to both my knees and put my hands behind my head.
Okay. All right.
Just keep my head blood in there.
Right. Yes. A good call. Erika, or D, I should say.
D sits down with her armful of intestines and is like, I'll go where you want me to. I suggest you do the same. She says to Evelyn.
All right. Evelyn, your turn.
And Diaz getting like wailed on, right?
He was. Since he's dropped to his knees, it looks like the guards aren't continuing to beat on him at the moment. Are not continuing to beat on him.
And how many guards are there?
There are 4.
And then Isaac.
Yeah.
I sigh and I'm like, if y'all would just be more reasonable, we wouldn't have to have altercations like this. And look, now your sister's gone running. I'm like getting down on my knees, but I'm like doing so really gingerly and delicately. I don't want to get dirt on my knees. And I'm like, this is just real not friendly. And he was just trying to defend your sister. I just really think, bless your heart, you're trying your hardest, but you need to rethink this.
Yeah, this entire time I'm giving even a look of just, we can't win this fight.
Yeah, I keep all my weapons on me, but I like make it clear that I'm like, fine. Okay.
Okay. And then it will be Strix's turn. So Strix, you're just bolting down the road. You get to this muddy intersection about, let's see, about 60 feet behind the inn. You start to approach this muddy intersection. And you can see people in town they've obviously heard the altercation, come out and watch. So you're just sort of running past spectators.
Oh, God.
Not a ton of them, but a few of them. And some of them are horrified by you just because you don't look like, a normal human.
Right.
So they don't know what to make of you. You can see that there are some shops surrounding you. You can also see down a little side street what appears to be a toy store. But yeah, basically, when you look over your shoulder, you sort of expected to see your friends scattering through the mist and rain, and no, they've all sort of collapsed down among the guards and are just surrendered themselves.
The one time I wanted you to hit people, Evelyn!
What do you do?
I'm dying.
You're about 60 feet away, Strix.
I just stop very, very angrily.
All right.
And just throw myself onto the ground.
All right.
Crying, probably.
Crying.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the mud, sort of slapping
Sobbing.
the mud.
Sobbing, actually, yeah.
I'm waving at the onlooker.
I'm just like throwing things out of my robes that I don't want to be stolen.
Yes, you can feel the weight of the rain starting to weigh down your robes.
It's very sad.
Everything's soaking through. Suddenly you realize, your feet are wet because all the mud and rain is in your boots.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
She's just back in the hive, lying in the streets like an orphan, waiting for the what are they called? The dustmen to just come pick her up.
All right. Strix, make a perception check.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I'm crying.
I feel bad about everything.
Hard to see anything through tears.
All right.
I like to cry in the rain because I messed it up. You know that saying.
Look,
rain
I thought we could have made it. We could have ran. I just, Strix was like.
Some of us could have. Some of us.
She was having a panic
like,
attack. It's not her fault that she had a panic attack.
She's got to do what she's got to do,
I feel like this is something Strix has done before.
Probably many times.
Yes.
The group's probably pretty used to this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there she goes.
Okay. Strix, as you are just sort of dejectedly in the middle of the intersection in the fog and mist and rain, a figure comes up beside you. And
bye, everybody.
It's been a good run.
It's been a good run. I'll see you guys later.
And he says, "Do you need a place to hide?"
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes! When you look up at him, you see that he's wearing a cloak to protect him from the rain as well, and to hide his face. But you can see a beard and sort of weathered, leathery skin. He looks like an old man, but he seems to get around and seems mobile enough. He says, "Come if you want to live."
All right. I stand up. I'm like, okay. Thanks for helping me. My name's Strix.
And he sort of wraps his arm around you and leads you off.
Thank you, warm man.
Into a misty alley.
Do we see this happen, or is she out of our view?
Those of you who who express any interest in paying attention to Strix, including you, Evelyn, can make a perception check.
I will. I get a 10.
18?
Diath, you see. Diath, you're the only one who sees Strix being basically led away through the mist.
I feel reassured.
By some sort of hunched, cloaked figure.
Got it.
And at this point in time, Diath, the guards one of the guards will slap manacles on your wrists.
Would be the first time.
Yep. but then they help you gently to your feet.
Okay.
Evelyn, you can see that because Ezek is standing right next to you. He's barking out orders at the guards to round up the prisoners and take them to the burgomaster's mansion. And then when he looks over to where he expects to see Strix, he can't see her, and he immediately begins to panic.
Looks like you done lost your sister. I told you. I told you how to be nice to her. If you want our help, you're going to have to take the manacles off him, and we can help you find her. But you've got to be a little bit more welcoming, a little bit more polite.
He smacks you in the face with his battle axe.
Oi, that's a lady. You be nice.
I'm like so shocked by this that I have to take a moment to think about how to react.
You can see.
Could I roll for a parry? Fast.
So his first attack is a 23. And that'll do. Again, he's not trying to cut you up. He's just trying to knock you unconscious. That'll be 14 points of damage, Evie.
14.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling very good. Yeah.
And after he smacks you, you just kind of get knocked down on your side in the mud, and then he cries out Strix's name. Strix! Sister! Come back! Where have you gone? And he sort of staggers off in the direction of Strix, and the guards are like, Mr. Strasny, sir?
They're like super nerdy, like, sir. We don't know what to do, sir.
I like muddily and angrily get to my feet and glower at the guards.
Okay. So 2 of the guards have Diath. 2 others help Dee to her feet because she looks like she's in a bad way.
I say, let me tell you how this is going to go now. You're going to take those manacles off him, and us 3 are going to leave. And you can tell music whatever you want, but that's how it's going to go. You've seen us fight, and you know that you 4 are no match for us.
At that point, you see 6 more guards come out of the
Oh, God.
Let's just go. Let's just.
You can see that they've clearly been pulled from other parts of the city by the clash of weapons and the shouts of Ezek.
I look up and I'm like, oh, come on.
And the other guard says, you were saying,
You are not very nice.
Roasted.
These guards don't look particularly happy. They've lost one of their friends, and they've still got an unconscious friend lying in the mud, bleeding from your axe wound, Evie.
It's not my fault.
Yeah. So the guards seem intent on taking you to the burgomaster's manor. There are now 10 guards. 2 of them pick up the unconscious guard, and 2 of them pick up the dead guard. 2 of them have Diath, and 2 of them are with D. That leaves 2 of them with you, Evie. Are you going to resist them?
No.
I hope that.
I think about it, like I look the direction of Strix and I feel torn because I want to go like help her. But then I see D with like her guts hanging out and Diath, on the ground. And I'm like, all right, we'll go together. Just, don't split the party and all that.
All right. Then they start to escort you off, away from the inn to basically in the direction that Ezek ran.
Can I see if anyone in the inn sees us going?
Yes, you can see that Danica is standing in the doorway. Irina is standing in the doorway. You can see that Irina still has her brother's sword in her hand, like she's ready to strike if you so command her to.
Do I see D's boss? What's his name?
Rictavio.
Good question. You do not at this time.
All right, then I call out, oi, tell Rictavio I'll be back later. The wagon's all right.
All right. Danica will say, I will.
And I say to Irina, like, I hope we'll see you again real soon, Irina. And I kind of like try to motion that she should just follow us.
Okay. Then in that case, I will have her make an insight check. You're not sure. You're pretty sure she didn't get that.
Dang it.
She's like, have a good time.
I'm failing today.
See you later, guys.
However, Danica seems to be explaining it to her.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
All right. So you are led off through the mud. You can still hear Ezek calling out, and you can see him up ahead, stomping through the mud, calling out Strix's name. You even see him like grab a townsperson and shake them vigorously, shouting, "Where did she go? Where did she go?" And the townsperson's like, ha, 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 ha. And then he just throws this townsperson down into the mud and grabs another one and says, "Tell me where she went, or I will burn your house to the ground."
I just am rolling my eyes at him. So rude.
Boy, I hope Strix is all right.
Strix.
She was crying in the mud a second ago.
Strix, you are led to a house in town. You assume it's at the north end of town. You kind of take a circuitous route to get there, however. This house seems disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become.
Nice place you got here.
Yes, it is. But apart from its obvious decay, you can see it's a large residence, much larger than the houses around it, probably quite impressive in its day. It's 2 stories tall with gardens to one side, what appears to be a root cellar door on the other side, not too far from a chimney. But this man leads you into this covered vestibule to the front door, and without even knocking, leads you inside.
All right.
Where it's dry and warm.
Sir, cloak man.
And he pulls back his cloak at this point in time, and you see he's an old man with thinning white hair. Looks like maybe he's in his late 60s, early 70s. Yellow teeth, but clean.
What? I don't want my friends to die, Mr. Cloakman. I have to go back for them.
He says, "You can't just waltz through town looking like that."
This I am aware of. That's why I got a hood. She pulls her hood up and smooths her hair down.
And now that you have incurred the wrath of the guards, you go out there, you will just be committing suicide.
Oh, that's true. I feel like I got my friends in trouble and I wanted to save them. I don't know what to do.
This is kind of your fault.
I know what to do.
You're not here, Death!
He says,
You hear his voice in the back of your head.
It's true. I hear his disembodied voice.
you can make new friends.
I can't. Those are my only friends. I don't want to make new friends. But you can be part of our big group of friends. That'd be nice.
He says, "It is not for me to decide how best to help you. I work for the lady of this house. I'm sure she will want to meet you."
I'm very interested in meeting this lady, but I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Cloakman, if things get dark again, I am going to start running again.
He says, "Don't worry about that. You will be safe here. Don't worry about that." And he says, "The lady of the house despises the burgomaster."
Oh, that's good. He doesn't seem nice. I know we're related, but I feel like he got the worse arm, or if I got the nice arm. You know?
The burgomaster is insane. He believes he can actually save the town with his wretched festivals. You can't escape from Barovia through this means.
I'm glad you said through this means, because there's definitely a way to get out of here.
He says, "Oh yes, there's definitely a way to get out of here. If you've ever met Vistani, you would know that."
I did meet, yeah. They're smart.
He says, "Did you have your fortune read by one of them?"
Yeah, it was a Madame Eva, crazy army lady with stuff and a table with cards and a.
She is the greatest of her kind. Her fortunes never speak false. Tell me, did one of them lead you here?
She said that I would find family where there were 3 wolf heads, that I had an aunt and a brother here.
Ah, so you are the one.
I am a one.
He says, the lady of the house is your aunt.
Oh, that's good.
Her name is Fiona Wachter.
How convenient.
Fiona Wachter. That sounds good. She hates the burgomaster. We're going to make sure about this for sure.
Yes, she would like nothing more than to overthrow him. However,
there's always a however.
She will not. Her efforts to rid herself and this place of the burgomaster is complicated. He has many guards, and he has Izek.
That is true. Izek is really, really, really mean. He tried to take us away, and I didn't like his hug at all, just to be honest.
Yes, he has no conscience.
And he has bad hugs, which I'm just going to say right now is a sign of evilness.
He's taking off his cloak, and he opens up this sort of stained glass door and puts it on a hook inside. He offers to take your cloak as well.
I'm like, no!
And then he leads you through a doorway into a small chamber that it basically serves as the landing of a staircase that leads up to the second floor, but there are also doors to either side. And he opens the door on the left, and it leads into what appears to be a L-shaped room that has both a living area and a large dining table. And when you take a closer look, you can see the dining table is very ornate. It stretches the length of one half of the room, and there's a crystal chandelier that hangs above it imperiously. Silverware on the table has been laid out, although it looks like it's somewhat tarnished, and there are 8 chairs around it, with backs adorned with sculpted elk horns. You can also see arched windows made of a lattice work of iron and glass look out into the fog-swept street. The den... the parlor half of the room you can see is furnished with elegant couches, an oval table made of black glass, and there's a blazing hearth above which hangs the portrait of a smirking nobleman sporting a broken nose and a tangle of hair graying at the temples. You can also see a host of smaller portraits on one wall.
Got a lot of fancy stuff in this kip. You got any weapons?
Oh yes, we can defend ourselves.
Good, because we're going to have to probably defend ourselves.
He says, Lady Wachter must be in her library. If you will wait here, I will summon her.
Sure, yep. Just fix my cloak.
All right.
Pulling some bugs out of my hair.
All right. But you're not really going too far afield. You're going to stay in the parlor dining room area.
I mean, I'm kind of afraid at this point, so I don't want to incite anyone else's anger at anything. I might try and, look around and see if I can identify who is in the portrait or if anything looks familiar.
Yeah, you can see that the portraits, certainly the portrait above the mantle depicts some sort of lordly figure. The other portraits, the smaller ones on the wall, seem to depict a myriad of family members, including one who the largest other one is, you assume, is Lady Wachter, who looks like a sort of a harsh woman with very angular features and a sort of a strange raised hairdo. She doesn't look like the warmest person on the planet, let's put it that way. And you can see what appear to be pictures of sons and daughters and various deceased family members, old daguerreotypes, showing people who have died, family members who have died. So yeah, you're just admiring all those. And about a minute later, you get the sense that another figure has entered the room through the door that you came through. And when you turn in that direction, you see a tall woman, about 6 feet tall, impeccably dressed, matching the appearance of the woman in the portrait.
Oh, hello. Hi, lady.
My darling, I am Lady Fiona Wachter. Please make yourself at home. Can I interest you in some wine? She goes over to the table.
Wait, no, I'm all right, Lady Fiona. I just ran through the rain and I'm a little muddy and I spent some time crying. I've lost my friends. They were taken by the Burgermaster. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm jumping to conclusions here, but I've heard that you don't like him.
She says, she laughs and she says, I'd rather serve the devil than a madman.
Ooh.
You don't serve the devil. I'm just checking.
She smiles, one of those weird, sort of uncomfortably predatory smiles. And she says, he is hard to escape from here.
I'm just like holding my hood up, like, oh, God. He's not here, right?
She pours the 2 drinks and she hands you one. She just sort of thrusts it up in front of your face.
Oh no, I'm not. No.
Says,
Evelyn would get mad at me if I started drinking.
I am your host, and I will take offense if you do not try my wine.
Peer pressure.
Chug, 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 chug,
Straight
chug,
just like,
chug.
You want to be cool,
Takes
don't
it.
you?
She just takes it and just goes like.
All right. At which point, Lady Fiona Wachter, realizing she's about a foot taller than you, kind of takes a step back and then sits herself down on one of the couches, and sort of stretches her arms across the back with the wine glass of hers hanging in one of them. Very comfortable, very casual, and leaves you just sort of standing there, half shivering, half baking next to the fire. And she says, I know you. Last time I saw you, you were a little baby. Then the Vistani stole you away from us. Bastards. Welcome home, my dear. Welcome home.
I really thank you for the offer and for the alcohol. But
Says, you have been through a great trial. You should just relax for a moment.
I'm not good at that. Do you know why the Vistani stole me?
She says, because they are wanton thieves.
I don't know. This place seems like it's kind of awful.
She says, it is what we make of it, dear. That is all.
But the townspeople aren't really fans of our kind.
I know that your deformities might be seen as villainous or monstrous to the untrained eye, but I am not one of them. No, my dear. You are beautiful in my eyes.
I think I'm beautiful to myself, and my friends think I'm beautiful too, and I want to save my friends. Do you think you could help me? I'll help you take down the Burgermaster.
She says, first we must take down Isaac Strasny. He is the power that the Burgermaster wields over this town. If Isaac were to perish, the Burgermaster would be weakened and vulnerable. However, are you aware that you and Isaac have a history?
I know that he's my brother.
The Vistani would have taken him too, but he slipped through their grasp. He was older than you. You were merely a baby.
But what about... I just don't know what to... I mean, if he's my brother, they would have taken him too. Why would they have taken him? Why would they have taken us? They're not just thieves. They know how to get out of here.
They took you from this realm. Where did they take you?
I'm not telling you that.
She says, come, my dear. I knew your mother.
And she was probably real mean.
No, she was a lovely woman.
I don't believe that. I am not going to talk to you until I know that my friends are going to be okay.
She says, well, I'll tell you what. If you will stay here for the time being, I will send my operative, Ernst, back out into the town to determine the state of your friends and ascertain where they are being held. Then we can work out a plan together. How does that sound?
That sounds better than the situation I was in about 15 minutes ago, so I will have to agree. But I don't want any more of this wine. It's gross.
She says, she sort of smiles and says, yes, Barovian wine isn't what it used to be.
Now it's made of people.
She starts licking her Coke.
She says, at one time they had amazing vintages, but they can no longer produce them. So she says, at the very least, allow me to offer you some fresh, dry clothing.
No, I like mine. She just pulls it closer. I'll stand by the fire until I'm dry. And I'll tell you all about where I was taken when my friends are okay.
And then she shouts, Ernst! And the old man returns. And she says, I have a mission for you. At which point we flip back to the rest of the party. You guys
are dead, all dead.
All dead.
Right, yes. Isaac comes stomping back through the rain toward you. And the guards just sort of shrink away from him. You can see he's absolutely fuming. And there's a frantic look in his eye. And he looks at you, Evie, and he says, don't say a word.
I wasn't planning on it. I'm giving him like the Scully stare.
Right.
From X-Files.
Yes.
Like I know righteously that I'm going to own you, but I'm just biding my time and I don't care. That's what.
One time I had a cat and I lost it and never found it again. So you should probably be worried, right? You should probably be worried.
I have a hard time hiding my smirk.
All of you, not a word. And then he looks to the two guards with Diath and he says, take that one to the town square and lock him in the stocks. And they start to take the manacled Diath and kind of usher him away from the others. So you're split up again. And he says, the rest of you bring those two with me. And he leads Dee and Evie to the steps of the burgomaster's mansion.
Don't worry.
And he leaves Diaz behind. I am annoyed by this.
You can see as you approach the mansion, some commoners, some peasants, leaving through the double front doors, like they just dropped something off or just dropped in for a visit or something. But they kind of look mangy and wet. And as soon as they see Isaac and the guards, they shrink away and sort of go off in another direction. They avoid him entirely. And
I mutter to each guard that I pass, Lathander bless you. Don't worry. We will bring light to this land. Lathander bless you. Lathander bless you.
Where are we here? So the mansion has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double entrance doors. You can see there's a high-pitched roof. This place is 2 stories tall, and the house goes back quite a distance. It's really quite enormous, in fact. But when he leads you into the front hall, you can see framed portraits adorning the walls of a grand foyer, which features a wide staircase with a sculpted railing, and there's a long carpeted hall attached to the foyer that stretches almost the length of the mansion and has several doors leading off of it, including one at the very far end. And you can see that the hallway and the foyer are filled with all of these bundles of twigs and sticks. They're just heaped everywhere, totally out of place inside the mansion.
I kind of walk haughtily through it, like I'm just not impressed, and I'm just focused on our one mission. And I keep checking on Dee and like patting her reassuringly and like checking that her intestines are okay.
Thanks.
You can see that Isaac grabs a servant or calls to a servant at the far end of the hall. The servant hurries in Ezek's direction, and Ezek tells the servant to go upstairs and tell the burgomaster that he's returned with 2 prisoners.
I say to Deep, maybe the burgomaster just wants to talk about how we're going to make this place better. And maybe this is a good thing, you know?
That sounds reasonable. He's a bit crazy, but, you know, when you talk about things, it puts quite a nice spin on it, and I like that.
Thank you.
You have any of that healing stuff left?
I believe I'm fresh out. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I don't need all these intestines anyway. There's so much of them.
They sure are. They're just all over the place.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why do you leave these 2 alone?
All right.
Yeah.
And none of the guards really enter the mansion. So at this point, it's just you, Dee, Evelyn, and Ezek. Diath, as you're being led away back into town, you can see there are 6 guards accompanying you, only 2 actually in contact with you. The others are kind of hanging back. They seem kind of weary by all of this.
Sure is a lot of backup. You guys scared?
They just sort of look at you with frightened, unhappy gazes. And one of the ones who's next to you says, "It is better if you just do whatever Ezek and the burgomaster says."
Just be easier if you grow a spine.
Persuasion check. Grow a spine.
Nope, he fails. He does not grow a spine. And he says, "The burgomaster does not like strangers here. They always seem to bring ill fortune and violence, especially if he learns that they have been sent by the Vistani."
Of course. Look around. He's afraid of losing his power. Look what he's done to this place.
Says,
Why do you think we're here?
"Yes, this is a terrible place, but where else can we go? What else can we do?" And the other guard says, "Quiet, bite your tongue.
This is where we raise an army."
The kind of talk that will get you killed.
And why is that? Why would Ezek and the burgomaster not allow this kind of talk? Why else? Because they're also afraid.
They don't seem to disagree with you, but they have no words of rebuttal.
I can only offer my condolences for your friend. I was only doing what I thought best, as I continue to do so for you and this land.
He says, one of the guards, the sympathetic one, says, "It's not your fault. It is the burgomaster. Like I said, he does not trust strangers. And strangers who come in and murder guards, well, that will only give him more reason to punish you."
It's fair.
But they take you to the town square. Now, this rainy, muddy hellhole is surrounded on all sides by shops and homes. And you can see that these shops and homes are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. At the north end of the square stands a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children wearing crude plaster donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square, you can see posted proclamations that say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree, attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well, signed the Baron." And you can see a couple guards are tearing those down and replacing them with proclamations that say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine, all will be well, signed the Baron." You can also see in one corner of the town square what appears to be an old gallows, but you're not taken there. You're taken to one of the empty stocks, and they undo your manacles and seem to be of a mind to lock you in the stocks.
you guys have to work those festivals too? Does it suck?
Yes, it sucks. The other one says, "Be quiet." The Burgomaster's ears are everywhere. So they slap you in the stocks. Your hands are sticking out next to you. You can see they don't have any donkey heads to spare, so at least you don't have that shoved on your head.
Yeah, I sure wouldn't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah. You can see in the stocks next to you clearly some sort of underfed man with this plaster donkey head on his head. And it's just the saddest thing you've ever seen. And next to him is a child with a similar thing. This oversized donkey head on the child's head. You can see the child's head is so weighted down by it can barely hold it up. It's just...
Yo, guys, isn't that a little messed up? Can you help the kid out? You're gonna break his neck.
One less mouth to feed, says one of the guards.
Wow. Damn, dude. All right.
Once you're in the stocks, the guards really, they have no more interest in you. They just sort of walk away.
Right.
There are still guards in the square, but they're either busy tearing down old proclamations and putting up new ones, or just eyeing crowds and trying to keep the peace.
All right. So I realize my current visibility is going to be kind of limited, but can I do a quick assessment of the stocks, what I'm shackled into, its sturdiness?
Yeah, you can see that there's a padlock on the end of the stocks, which they snapped shut, which basically holds the top part of the stocks and keeps it from coming up. Obviously, the neck hole is designed so that a human head, once through it, can't just fit past it. So squeezing out of the stocks is not possible. The locking mechanism is designed to be a little out of the reach of a normal human hand. Now, someone who's particularly talented and deft at escape artistry or whatnot might be able to finagle a way to contort their body into reaching either the lock, or somebody who's particularly strong might be able to literally just force the locking mechanism open, snapping the rotted wood.
Right. Okay.
But obviously, there are right now in town. There's about a dozen people in the square. Were the stocks to suddenly snap open, that would almost certainly catch somebody's attention.
So you did say there's still guards in the area, but they're attending to stuff?
Yeah, most of them are attending to stuff like putting up new signs and proclamations, or telling when they see like an unhappy passerby, they just sort of jump out at them and say, "Be happy."
Okay.
Nobody's actually got their eyes directly on you. The guards really don't give a shit about anybody in the stocks.
All right. I would like to see if I can't quite finagle my way to kind of reach towards the padlock, or perhaps even get one arm out from that.
Okay.
Would that be what kind of skill check would you put that under? Say sleight of hand or
acrobatics?
Acrobatics. No, that's not what I was hoping, but okay. Oh, I'll take a 25 though.
Oh, very good. Yes. So with your acrobatics skill, you think that you can worm one of your arms free of the stocks.
Ooh.
Okay. Do another quick look around and make sure no one is really paying attention.
Okay.
And the ones aside to me both have donkey heads on, so they can't see what I'm doing.
That's correct. They have no peripheral vision whatsoever.
Okay. All right. I would like to get my closer arm out to the padlock, free. Okay. Get my thieves' tools.
So you're gonna say, take your free hand, reach down to where your thieves' tools are tucked, and try to pull those out, and like blindly feel around for which thieves' tool you think is going to best work on the lock.
Yep, this might take a while.
Right. Just make a sleight of hand check.
Certainly. Oops, off the table. 20.
You're able to do just that.
Okay. Am I able to reach the padlock from here and kind of start?
Yeah, you think you would be able to. It's a little bit awkward because it's kind of in the front, but yeah, you can totally do it.
All right, I'm going to start doing
so let's see. While you are in the stocks, you are restrained which means your speed is 0, no bonus to speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. While you are sort of busying away, your armor class is what?
Why is that important?
No reason.
Why do you want to know?
It's just one of those random questions I ask from time to time just to see if you know your character.
I believe it's 16.
How quickly they start bleeding.
A rock sort of thumps against the stalks, missing you, but certainly getting your attention, and you think it was clearly aimed at you.
Can I see where it came from?
You sure can. You can see this little boy, maybe he's like 6 or 7, has decided to put himself in front of the stalks with a handful of stones to hurl at you.
This son of a bitch.
And this little brat has the meanest, grayest, most dour face you've ever seen. He's got this little leather skull cap on and this black hair sort of protruding out from underneath it, and these little tiny nubs of ear, and he's this sort of big pouty chipmunk cheeks, but his eyes are just sort of dead looking. And he just takes another rock and whips it at your face, and he misses again.
Ah! Yeah, that's fine. Keep it up, you little shit.
You don't get the impression that he's seen anything that you've done. He just happened to be wandering by to do his, morning pelting.
Well, he'll get his.
I'll say to him, dude, come on. Those guys are way easier to hit. Look, they can't even see. Get them. Leave me alone.
He says, they have donkey heads on. You don't. And he throws another rock at your face.
Your face, Jared.
And he misses.
That dour face.
Can I see how many rocks he has left in his hand?
He's got about 6. He's thrown 4.
How much HP you have?
I'd hope enough to take a couple of rocks from a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
From a 6-year-old.
you're not sure that these rocks would even do any appreciable damage to you. They would hurt, but they're not going to terribly wound you. It's just going to be, A, it's going to draw attention to you, and B, it's probably going to leave you with a welt or two on your face.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'll be right back during this interlude.
Can I do like a quick snarl at him to get him to try and intimidate him away?
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can try to intimidate him.
Things have gotten so bad for us.
It sure is.
Really the
7?
bottom.
With that intimidation check, he throws another rock at you. This time, he actually rolled a natural 19. So, with his -1, he hits you square in the forehead.
Okay. Yeah. God damn it! I was gonna try to be cool about this, and you're making it way harder. How's that lock coming along?
In order to pick the lock, you have to make a dexterity check. Since you can't actually get at the lock easily, you're going to have a disadvantage on this check.
Okay, so it's just a dexterity.
Just a flat dexterity check for pick locks.
I do have proficiency in thieves' tools though, so that allows me to use my proficiency points on top of that, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, and I'm wearing gloves of thievery, so I have a +5 to pick locks.
Outstanding. So,
yay, disadvantage. 14.
That does not get the lock on this try.
Oh, there's some more rocks coming.
Yeah. Another rock comes, but it doesn't even hit the stalks. It flies right over your head.
Yeah, you suck, kid.
And he throws another one. This one hits you right in the mouth.
Oh, my teeth.
Yeah, okay. he actually takes a little chip out of one of your insides.
Oh, no! We lay on hands that, or? Ow.
Oh, okay. Not sure about that. Meanwhile,
do you lose charisma points?
Yes, exactly. Meanwhile, back in the burgomaster's house, a woman comes out to greet you, Dee. She comes out of one of the side rooms, and you can see that she seems to be a well-dressed woman, very thin, very gaunt, about 5'7", 5'8", and her hair is grayed. But you can see that Ezek does give her a little bow of respect, and she says, "Ezek, what is the meaning of this? Who are these strangers, and why are they bleeding on my floors?"
Oh, hi, I'm Deirdre. You can call me Dee. This is my friend Evie. We was just minding our own business, we were, and then these people came, and they stuck spears into us.
She says, you are so big, you're like a monster." And she says, please don't, Ezek, let's take them into the dining room. Come on. And she grabs you by the arm, Dee, to sort of try to lead you gently into one of the adjoining rooms, like a mother would a wounded child.
Oh, you're very small. Thank you.
The dining room off the foyer, you can see there's a chandelier of wrought iron fitted with wax candles that hangs above a polished wooden dining table. Around the table are seated 8 women of various ages in comfortable high-backed chairs. They all wear faded clothes, and they're drinking tea and devouring cake. And
That's nice.
when Anna, the only thing you missed is the burgomaster, well, you assumed to be the burgomaster's wife, the Baroness, came out to greet you, and she was concerned that you were bleeding all over her carpets. So she took you into the dining room, and Ezek didn't have much to say about it. She pretty much did it without his permission. But she's led you into a dining room filled with women seated around the dining table, and they're all of mixed ages, drinking tea and eating cakes, almost like they've been starved, and now they're just like gorging themselves and taking all the food and drink that they can muster. And the Baroness leads you in, and she says, "Allow me to introduce you to my friends. These are women of the town. They are stitching children's costumes for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. We're taking a break right now so that they can feed their famished stomachs. Please have a seat. Sit down in these chairs. I will have servants bring you tea, and you can have cakes, and we'll wait for my husband."
Oh, that sounds nice. Thanks. Can I borrow some of that needle and thread, please?
Oh, God.
For reasons.
Yes. The Baroness will reach over, and she'll grab this big bushel of needles and some thread, and she'll bring it over to you. She says, "Are you going to help us then?"
Oh, yeah, sure. Aces. And Dee takes a needle and a piece of thread and starts sewing herself up a little bit, gritting her teeth. I'll wash it after.
Oh, no. Let me do that for you.
Oh.
And the Baroness will kneel down, and she tells one of the servants to get some alcohol. The servant comes back, and she actually starts to stitch it up properly. Oh. You can see that this Baroness is really, really good at what she's doing. All of her thread work is just absolutely perfect.
Wow.
She says,
"Those wee stitches. They're beautiful.
We can't do this wrong, you know. We have to do this the way it has to be done, the right way."
Did she say her name to us yet?
I'm sorry?
Did she say her name to us yet?
She hasn't, but if you ask, she says, "Oh my good graces, I've forgotten the most basic of manners. I am the Baron's wife. My name is Lydia Petrovna. I've been married to the Burgomaster for many, many years. It's really a privilege to be his wife."
Well, Lydia, I'm so pleased to make your acquaintance. I curtsy very, very deeply.
Will you be staying for the Festival of the Burning Sun? I hope so. It will be marvelous. Our best one yet. We've put so much effort into the children's costumes this year. They're going to be so precious.
Oh, I bet they will. Bless your heart. I know. But, see, the thing is, Lydia, we were actually brought here against our will. And we would love to enjoy the festival, but we've got some friends that were left outside that...
You see the Baroness, she looks over at Ezek, and she just sort of smiles and says, "Oh, you are such a bad boy, Ezek. You don't treat guests this way."
Right? You shouldn't treat guests this way. That's what I've been trying to tell him, Lydia. I think you and I are just really going to get along.
It's deplorable, Dee says as she shoves cake in her face. Terrible. Rude, even.
The Baron enters the room. You see that he, like his wife, is an aged man. It looks like time has not been kind to him. His hair has receded, although he's pulled some hair from the back of his head over the front of his head in some sort of vain attempt to look anything but a wretched old man. You can see his eyes are sunk with worry. His fingers are all thin and drawn, and he wears a red overcoat that looks like it may have been beautiful in its day, but is worn and threadbare with the ages. You can see that he is joined by 2 pet mastiffs, big black dogs with sort of solemn, somber expressions. They don't look particularly hostile or aggressive. They just seem to follow their master around. And Izek goes to the burgomaster's side and begins to describe in great detail to the burgomaster that the visitors came to town. He went to the inn to summon them to your august presence, and they refused. A fight ensued, and 2 of them were badly injured. One of them killed one of the guards, and he has been taken to the stocks.
Now, I don't know if that's really a truly accurate representation of what happened.
Got it.
Izek says that is exactly what happened.
I'm not one to contradict a new acquaintance, but by the name of Holy Lathander, I do swear that is not what happened. We are not a group that would attack a helpless crew with no provocation. My poor friend Diath was just defending himself, and now we have been brought here against our will, as you can see, in a terrible state. And I personally am appalled that an elected official such as yourself would employ a staff that would treat visitors this way, especially if you're trying to make the town happy.
The burgomaster says, take these 2 and throw them out of town.
Well, that's fine, but can you also throw our friends out of town with us?
Right, I'm actually here with a circus, so I kind of need to stick with them.
He says, take this one back to the inn. Take the loud one and throw her out of town.
Which one's the loud one?
Boy!
We both look at each other like, which one of us is it?
Yeah. Now listen here. That's a lady, right? Now I can see that from this lovely lady that's your wife, you know what a proper lady is, right? And surely, miss, you wouldn't allow some young pretty thing to be thrown out of town. There's wolves about.
She calls me pretty, and I'm like, oh.
Yes, the burgomaster says, exactly.
Is the wife still there?
Yes, and she's still gently stitching things up, and you can see that she is obviously troubled by her husband's decision, but she doesn't want anything to do with it. She's just busying herself finishing up Dee's stitching.
I stroke her hair and I say, you beautiful ray of light, I'm so sorry that you are surrounded by such darkness. Someday I pray that the Lord Lathander will free you from this prison.
You're a follower of the Morning Lord.
I am indeed.
Oh, bless him. He looks after us.
He does, doesn't he? I'm so glad to find a kindred spirit in you. Is there anything I can do for you as a fellow servant of Lathander here?
We're dead,
She
Dia.
says,
We're dead.
you should do exactly what my husband tells you to do.
Well, that doesn't seem very, very morning lordish, but if you believe that's the right thing to do, I mean, I will pray for guidance.
Yes, it is absolutely the right thing to do.
Your laugh is very unsettling, isn't it?
She says, my husband is never wrong.
I don't know about that, but nice to meet you.
You can see that she slips something into your hand.
Ooh.
It is a holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
Can I roll a perception check to see?
Small wooden symbol, like almost like a rosary. That she sort of puts in your clasped hands. And she says, "Be good and do exactly what my husband says, or or terrible things will happen.
Can I roll a perception check to see, like, if she's saying this out of fear, or if she's saying it because she knows he's watching, or if it's like genuinely she really thinks I should do what he says as a servant of the Morning Lord?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
How those rocks going, Dia?
I've got a plan. Just hold on.
I got 13.
Very good. So you can sense that she is a God-fearing woman, that she senses in you, obviously you've got a strong tie to the Morning Lord, and despite the fact that she's utterly subservient to her husband and will pretty much kowtow to him at every opportunity, because she really does not have the will to oppose him or deny his authority, that she's having trouble reconciling her husband's wishes with her faith, and so she has given you the rosary as a clue about where to go or what to do next. It's like it's a way to help you. She honestly believes that she can help you stave off the threat of you being cast out of the city where you're likely to be preyed upon and torn apart by wolves.
And she gave this to me secretly, right? Like, I shouldn't show. Okay.
Yes, she did not mean for anybody to see it except you.
Okay. I see it and I acknowledge it and I say, I will search deep within myself and pray very hard for guidance. Thank you for your encouragement.
All right. With that, the burgomaster sends Isaac out to get a couple guards. The burgomaster comes over to you, and his two mastiffs just sort of sit to either side of the door leading outside, and he says, "You must understand that this town is in great peril every day, and strong leadership is required to make sure that we are all safe. And the only way out is if we can break this malaise that has gripped the land. And
cast out the darkness.
We cannot do that
without the light of the Morning Lord Lathander, of course. That's why I'm here."
He says, "Faith is not strong enough."
Oh, I beg to differ. Faith, when combined with strength, and I hold up I gesture to my battle axe, is indeed strong enough. Light is stronger than darkness all the time.
He says, "You cannot defeat the devil, Strahd."
Oh, but so, I think I can.
You know what you can't
do? Invite death. And
well,
I will not allow that.
Those stocks aren't going to hold everybody in the town.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Forever.
And if you want to cast me out of the town, why not just let me try to kill the devil Strahd? And then if he kills me, oh well, less trouble for you.
He said,
"Oh, ye of little faith."
If you want to go fight the devil Strahd, then I will do you the favor of casting you out of town, and you can go fight him. Go on. Leave us.
Well, I thank you very much.
I will save this. I do not need your help. I can do this. I can, because I am Baron Vargas Vlahovic.
Vargas Vlahovic.
I am great. I will save us.
Mm-hmm.
I do not need you or your gods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Lydia, it was just an absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. And Baron, I'm sorry I can't say the same with your lack of faith, but I appreciate the new perspective you've given me. And I do wish you the best, and I hope that Lathander will shine his holy light on you. Now, Dee, why don't you and I just grab one of those cakes to go, and we'll just be on our way. We'll go grab Diath, and I look at Isaac, maybe try to find Strix. And we'll head on out of this town. And I whisper, except we'll try to kill the devil's bride first.
All right. Thanks for sewing me up, miss.
All right. Not long thereafter, or Strix, Ernst returns and says that the guards have taken your friend Diath to the town square, and your friends the two women, your two women friends whose name he doesn't know, to the burgomaster's mansion where they are currently. What would you like to do now, Madam Wachter? And she looks to you, Strix, and says, my dear, how can we help you?
Well, let's get Dieth out of the stocks. You have to have some power over who is in the stocks, right?
No. But perhaps if we wait till nightfall, then we can smuggle him out of there. Ernst is quite good with a lock.
Sounds like the only option we really have. Or I just sit here in your super fancy room and sip on your gross wine. I'm lady. I'm a lady, ma'am.
She says, you are a wondrous creature. And
that's nice. I want my friends back.
And she stands up and she comes over to you, and she starts to just sort of put her hand in your hair.
Ugh, stop! Get her hand out.
She says, it is a tragedy that the Vistani took you as they did. I could have raised you as my own daughter.
I was happy with how I was raised. I mean, it wasn't great, but I met some nice people along the way, and they took care of me. I can bake some donuts. Do you like donuts?
No. But that doesn't
like donuts.
She says,
now convinced she's evil because she said she doesn't like donuts. She's very offended.
She says, do you practice devil worship?
What? No!
Why not?
Why not? Ma'am!
She says, look at you. You were
I don't
born.
worship anything. The gods have no sway over me.
She says, you have infernal blood in your veins.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means everything.
No, it doesn't, except for these guys.
She says, a deal was wrought to make you. You are devil.
That's not.
Don't be ashamed of it. That is power. Use it.
I grew up on the plains.
Let me help you. Let me help you harness the power that you have locked inside of you.
I have no interest in that.
You could rule this. You could rule this town.
I want to save this town, not rule it. I'm here to help people.
Rule it, save it. It means the same thing.
No, it doesn't. The one is forcing things on people. The other one is like either like, what if you force?
We don't force. No, we invite. People make their own choice. If they don't have free will, then they are slaves. I don't have any interest in ruling slaves. I want them to come willingly.
You don't like donuts, ma'am.
She says, I have lost my taste for most food. It is all ash to me now. All I can taste is wine.
But you're not part. You're not what I am.
We are all cursed, my dear.
I have a feeling you're cursed a little bit different than some of the other people.
Some of us bear our curse the way you do. Some of us bear our curse in other ways, but we are all cursed. She says, but that doesn't matter.
What matters?
It just means we're all on the same playing field. Now, if we go in charging to save your friend from the stocks, only bad things will come of this. You will probably die, and that would be a grave tragedy. A terrible loss. I won't see it.
I'm not ready to go in the dead book yet, lady, but I've had enough brushes with it for me to feel pretty unhappy in your fancy pants house here.
She says, perhaps you would like to spend some time in my library.
I do like books.
Well, come with me, my dear.
Are there windows in your library, or are there like...
She says there are windows.
Okay, good.
They're curtained, but
just checking. I'm just checking. I just like to see outside.
She'll take a candle. She'll light a candle and lead you up the staircase to the upper floor. At the top of the stairs, you can see a hallway with many doors. There's a set of double doors that she has to unlock with a key that she keeps in her dress. When the doors pop open, you can see an oddly shaped room filled with shelves, heavily laden with books. And yes, there are multiple windows looking out in various directions, although they are all curtained at the moment. And you can see that there is also a desk, a chair, a table, a wine cabinet, and cats. 8 of them everywhere.
I love cats.
They're on shelves, they're on the desk, they're on the chair, they're absolutely everywhere, and they all stare at you with curious glares.
Cool.
I just go around and start saying hi to the kitties.
All right. One of them sort of slaps you. Another one seems a little bit more cordial. They all seem to have their own personalities.
See, you don't have a significant other. You just got a lot of cats.
She says,
Whoa, some shade there.
"Would you like to meet my husband?"
Oh, I thought they were the cats. Sorry.
Nah.
I don't know. Is he just as charming as you are, ma'am?
Yes, follow me. She'll lead you back out into the hall, and from there, around the staircase, lead you to a door that isn't locked. And when she cracks it open, first thing she does is she knocks. She doesn't hear anything, and then she cracks the door open. I should mention that as you are walking to that door, there is another door that has several locks on it.
Ooh.
Like it's designed to hold something beyond. And you hear a scratchy woman's voice beyond that door say, "Little kitty doesn't know you. Little kitty doesn't like the smell of you." Yeah. But when she opens the door to the master bedchamber, you see a fire sputtering and struggling for life in the hearth, above which you see another framed family portrait, a noble father and mother, their 2 young sons, and a baby daughter in the father's arms. The sons are smiling in a way that suggests mischief, and the parents look like uncrowned royalty. One of them is clearly Lady Wachter. Wood paneling covers the walls. There is a closet and a framed mirror that flank a curtained window. You can see a wide canopied bed lies pinned between matching end tables with oil lamps. Stretched out on one side of the bed is a man dressed in black, his eyes each covered with a copper piece. He bears a striking resemblance to the father figure in the painting. And Lady Fiona Wachter says, "This is my husband, Nikolai. He is resting at the moment."
He looks dead. Is he dead? He's not dead, is he?
This stock situation doesn't seem so bad right now.
And so Evie and Dee, as you're being led out of the dining room and out the front, you can see there are some guards waiting. Izek has summoned them. There are 4, 2 to lead Evie to the gates and 2 to lead Dee back to the inn.
Boy, we gotta find her friend first. You're not sending this one out alone.
Izek says, "I will get your friend."
And bring him back here to us before we go?
We'll wait here.
Or we can go get him ourselves. That's fine. I don't mind walking. I'm just saying I'm not going anywhere until I find them.
He says, "I will take you back to the inn. You can stay there until I return with your friend Dieth."
Right.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
They'll lead you through the rain. When you're taken back to the inn, you can see Danica and Irina are there. Irina comes up to you right away, Evie, and asks you if you're all right.
Oh, thank you. I'm just fine.
She hands you a healing potion that she got off of the Martikovs. Evie.
Oh, thank God.
Me?
Yeah. She Irina says that the Martikovs gave her a healing potion, and she's giving it to you.
Well, as much as I would love to drink this, I think, Dee, you maybe need it more.
Thanks.
Do you want to drink it, Dee?
Yes.
All right. You get back 10 hit points.
Oh God.
I look jealously at those 10 hit points.
And you can see Paulton is still here. He's passed out at one of the tables.
I go lovingly stroke his hair and speak.
Right where we left him.
Yeah. There are the two local brothers who were drinking here before are sort of sitting at the table next to him. And they sort of smile mischievously at you.
Now, don't you get no ideas? You already got one of my friends drunk. I'm not dealing with another one.
They look at you and they hold their hands up and they go, "We would never do anything to get anybody into trouble." And Danica Martikov just says, "Oh, yes, right. The Wachter brothers never get into trouble," sarcastically.
Boy, you're the town's troublemakers.
If you lack making trouble, you could always join up with us.
I don't think our mother would like that very much. She might disown us.
You like doing what your mom tells you to do?
Ah, very clever of you. But she's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, Lady Fiona's loaded.
Oh, Lady Fiona's your mom.
Yeah. Big old ruined house on the other side of town.
Well, isn't it time in your life when you just showed a little bit of, backbone, a little spine?
He says, I'll tell you what, you give me a dare and I'll do it, but you have to put up something.
Well, I'm not one to gamble, but when there is so much on the line in the name of the holy god Lathander, perhaps I could think of something.
He said, he laughs and he's, ha, there's no gods. If there were gods, we wouldn't all be
Hush your mouth.
banished to this infernal plane. We wouldn't
I
be
know
able
that you will find the light one day.
I dare you to light the wicker sun early.
To what? Oh, light the wicker sun.
But the two brothers come up to you, Evie, and he says, come on, dare us. Give us a dare. We'll do it.
I think Dylan got a great idea. I think you have to go light the wicker sun early.
They look at each other and smile like it's the best idea they've ever heard.
Well, huh? You should do that just to cause trouble without us even having to get.
That would be awesome. We just might do that. And what will you give us for this evil act?
Well, see, I mean, the
peace between us, hard to spend.
Well, it's easy. I'll ask the bar for some change. Hold on. And I go and I break it into silver and here. A piece of gold.
They look at, they kind of consider that and they say, one piece between us, hard to spend.
Well, it's easy. I'll ask the bar for some change. Hold on. And I go and I break it into silver and here.
DF.
Yeah.
You are still trying to work the lock. The kid's got two more stones. He'll whip those at you. The first one, 15. Hits you?
No.
Okay. Comes close though. It sort of clicks off the wood next to you. The other one is a crit. Okay. It smacks you right in the eye. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no! Oh, this is terrible news.
This is honestly one of the funniest things that's happened this whole time.
18 though.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no! Oh, this is terrible news.
This is honestly one of the funniest things that's happened this whole time.
18 though.
What's that?
18.
Okay, when you're smacked in the eye, you fumble and let go of your thieves' tool. But you just managed to catch the end of it before it completely slips out of your grasp.
After he hits me with that one, I look at the kid and go...
You can see at this point with your one good eye, as the other one starts to swell up a bit. And actually, you would probably take a point of damage from that one, I'm going to say.
Okay, that's fair.
That you can see he's out of rocks.
Okay. I look at the kid and say, all right, you did it. You won. You get a prize. I said, do you want something shiny or something tasty?
You see he gives that some serious thought. And then he says, tasty.
You got it. I'll reach back to my belt pouch. I'll put my thieves' tools up there for a second, make sure they're secure.
Yeah.
And I take a pastry out of my pouch.
Yeah.
And I said, "It's all yours, kid."
All right. He sees that you've got a hand free, and he points to you and looks to the guard and says, "This one is escaping."
I give you candy.
It's a little turd.
How quickly can drop the pastry on the stupid ground? I try to quick wiggle my hand back into the stalks.
All right. Yes, while you're doing that, you see Izek come into the town square, gather up some guards. He hasn't noticed anything about this yet. One of the guards sort of shoots a glance over to you as you try to slip your hand back in. Just make an acrobatics check to do so quickly.
19.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So by the time the guards look over in your direction, now I assume you sort of dropped the pastry.
Yeah, I just went, dropped it real quick on the ground, put my hands.
So it just sort of went in the ground. All right. Yes, the guards, when they look up at you and see the kid pointing at you, they don't see anything else untoward. You're clearly still in the stocks. But one of them does sort of amble over in your general direction. Not in any particular hurry or with no sense of urgency, more with just a weary, oh my God, this kid again.
I look over back at the kid, look right in his stupid face mask eyes, and I just go, I'll kill you.
The guard comes over and sort of grabs the kid by the scruff and says, "Do not antagonize prisoners," and then just sort of throws the kid aside into the mud. And then goes up, and you can see the kid sort of get up and scramble, and then the guard sort of gives him a kick in the butt to get him running. And then the guard sort of looks over in your direction, and he sees this pastry flopped on the ground next to him.
Appreciate it, big guy.
This isn't one of the dream pastries, is it?
It is.
Interesting.
The
guard goes over to it and actually kind of picks it up. He looks around to see if any other guards are there. And he sort of scoops up this flattened ass.
If he looks at me, I just go, I'm not seeing it.
He says, "The kid had this, right?" And then the guard sort of wanders off and starts eating it. And then about 15 feet away, he just sort of drops it and kind of stands there like he's in a stupor. Just kind of standing there, almost lifeless, almost zombie-like.
It's all part of the plan.
By which time, Izek and two guards come over. They ignore this guard in this trance. They come right over to you, Dieth.
Hey.
One of the guards unlocks the stocks while the other guard sort of pulls you out of it.
Okay.
And then Izek says, "Bring him." All right. And at this point in time, Dieth, you are being taken across the town square, and you don't have to make an insight check to tell that they are taking you to the gallows.
Wait, what? That's not where he's supposed to be taken?
You're correct.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Never just with the party. Never just with the party.
I swear before this, I was waiting until we came back to us. This is not because of what I know now. I was also going to tell the brothers that as part of their mission, I was going to give them another little something to check on Dieth and make sure that he was on his way back.
Oh, okay. And what are you offering them to do this task?
I will buy them a bottle of wine from the bar.
A bottle of wine. In that case, yeah, they will head off into the rain right away.
Okay.
All right. So they take off. Dee, did you want to do anything?
Oh, is there a way I can heal anymore?
No, healing is in short supply. The Danica Martikov says that there is a church west of here at the edge of town, inside the walls. It is run by Father Petrov, and he is known or believed to have some healing abilities.
Oh.
Perhaps that's the place you should go.
Sure. All right.
You see Rictavio is on the balcony and says, "I will take you there."
All right.
Well, we can't go now. We have to wait for Dieth and Strix.
Well,
Well, you can go. I'll wait here, and I'll let them know to wait for you.
all right. I'll see you in a bit.
All right. So Rictavio comes down. He's got his big wide-brimmed hat on, and he's got an overcoat on. And and he'll take you. He'll take you D, he'll just say, "Come with me."
Right.
And he'll lead you back through the kitchen into to the back door of the kitchen, basically, and leads you out through the back of the inn.
Oh, I forgot that I have cure wounds. So when she's gone, I remember that and I cast it on myself.
Okay, great.
I'm like, oh well, I guess Lathander meant it this way.
And D, when you're alone with Rictavio, he casts a healing spell on you.
All right.
And he is going to augment it. Cast that at a higher level, and he gives you back 35 hit points.
Oh, good. All right.
There. How do you feel?
Better. Thanks.
Would you like another one?
Yes, please.
All right. He will give you another 32 hit points.
Good.
He says, "I'm afraid that you and I must leave this place now."
What's going on?
He says, "The drunk one, Paulton, he had his fortune read, you see. Madame Ava is leading him to a Vistani of my past acquaintance. We must try to find her first."
Yeah. You never really talk about her a lot.
Her name is Esmeralda.
Sure, but I know you...
And if she's here, she needs our help.
Right. Okay, can you go say goodbye?
I'm afraid not.
Oh.
I'll be waiting for you forever, Dee.
Oh. All right, well...
He says, "I trust your friends will be fine. They have each other. I have watched them. They're very protective of one another.
All right.
I feel they are the greatest chance to save this land that I have seen in a long time."
I never really had many friends other than you.
But you do have me, Dee. You have me.
All right, Sure. Yeah, let's go.
We are a troop, you and I.
Yeah. Family. Sure.
Yes, family.
I look from where I am. I feel this disturbance, and I look wistfully.
You can see out of the folds of his coat, he pulls out his sword cane and begins walking off, but he sort of holds out a hand to take yours.
I look back and I say, "I'm sorry. I hope we meet again." And I reach out my hand and follow him.
All right. And the two of you head off into the mist and rain.
I'm sad now.
I know.
That whole conversation happened like outside the inn, right? I didn't hear any of it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after a few minutes, you're sort of, you obviously realize that Rictavio and Dee have not returned.
But weren't they going far?
And actually, Erwin Martikov, the barkeeper, says he comes up to you and he says, "Your friends, they have left the inn. They're gone."
I have to confess to you that even though I know I'm never alone with the holy light of Lathander within me, I am feeling pretty lonely.
At this point, Paulton says something unintelligible in his sleep.
I take it as a like, "But I am here for you, Evelyn," and I'm like, "Paulton, aren't you just the sweetest?" And I kind of like if he's laying on a bench or something, I kind of like awkwardly try to nuzzle down onto it and like kind of cuddle him a little bit and like lay on his shoulder.
Nice. Excellent. Strix, you see Fiona Wachter. She walks over to the bedside of her husband, sits down next to the bedside and just sort of brushes his hair a little bit and skin and says, "He is fine. Nikolai is resting. He will not waken for some time, but I take care of him. Just like I will take care of you, Strix."
Oh, no, I'm good, actually. I'm totally fine. I'm great. Do you want to...
You're a member of this family.
That's, family is really whoever you find. Just, it's not a blood tie. It's a friendship tie.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Can I go back to the library?
He says, "Yes, if it pleases you."
Oh, yeah, it'll please me.
And we'll see that your friend Dieth is rescued before nightfall.
Can that mean alive? Like, maybe not like your husbando over there?
I'm sure he's fine.
Are you a doctor? Because I don't think he's fine.
He is being used as an example to the townsfolk, not to disobey or threaten the burgomaster in any way. The burgomaster won't harm him.
I don't think that's the case. If anything, I think the burgomaster wants to harm everyone because he's very worried about this town, which I feel like you also are worried, but in a different way, kind of like an angry, I want to make everyone a monster kind of way.
She says, we must learn to live here. She says, Strahd is not the enemy.
Okay, I'm going to absorb that you said that. And anything else any big revelations you would like to tell me before something else happens?
Yes, she actually has a revelation. Funny you should mention that.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
So
she's like itching, like looking around, like pulling at her clothes, just like
gets up and goes over to the closet and opens it up,
mm-hmm.
and she pulls a box down off of a high shelf. It is a black box. Let's just make sure I got this right. I'm sorry. No, it is a locked iron chest, not a big one, but one with little handles on the side. And she brings it over and goes over to the fireplace and reaches up under it and gets a key out and unlocks the chest and then opens it up and presents its contents to you. You can see that it contains bones.
An actual skeleton in her closet.
Exactly. And she says, these are the bones of Leo Delisnia, an enemy of our family. Leo was one of the soldiers who betrayed and murdered Strahd on the day of Sergei and Tatiana's wedding. He escaped from Castle Ravenloft, only to be hunted down and killed by the vampire Strahd. We, the Wachters, keep his bones under lock and key so that Leo can't ever be raised from the dead. Our ties and our bond to Strahd von Zarovich go back generations, my dear. You don't want to fight him. You want to obey him. He is your lord and liege and always has been, and though you are taken away from us, he remains your liege still. Do not betray him now. That would be a fatal mistake.
Just look at the bones and I'm like...
You don't want to be bones in a box, my dear.
Strix is very afraid and just is very quiet and just kind of looks at the bones and just raises her hands.
All right. Dieth, you are thrown up onto the gallows and the noose is put around your neck.
Oh, God.
No!
Okay.
Ezek,
Where are the brothers?
Ezek himself tightens the knot. And he says, the Burgomaster wants me to take you back to your friends. I think that might cost him his life. And so I take this action in defiance of him, knowing it may end our friendship. But at least ours won't be the only friendship to die.
If you kill me, you will never see eye to eye with your sister ever again. She won't allow this. And Dieth is like clearly afraid for his own life and like trying to keep a straight face while holding back tears. Afraid.
All right. Yes, you have a sudden flash to a moment where you were walking past some old gallows and saw your corpse hanging.
I remember this quite clearly. Yes.
Perhaps a premonition of sorts.
Yes.
Yes. And Ezek sort of steps down the gallows into the mud and he says, my sister is here somewhere. She is within these walls and I will find her. She can't escape, for beyond these walls lies death and carnage and jaws and fangs. And he says, she is here somewhere. I will find her. And he says, he looks at one of the guards and says, "What are you waiting for?" And the guard pulls the lever on the trap door.
No!
And right before he pulls the lever, almost to myself, but in hopes the whole party hears it, I say, "I'm sorry."
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
What?
No, you're not dead!
No! You can't do that! Don't you have a dagger or something? Just cut the rope and run!
You can't kill him! Strix was just afraid! She was just afraid!
Yes, I'm a terrible DM.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole chat is
This game sucks.
Cliffhanger. Right?
So
Oh man.
true, Jared, is it true, Jared, that you will not be here next week?
Well, I'll say probably not, yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
he will be!
Again!
Oh my god.
Maybe this is the end of DS.
No!
Who's to say? All right. Well, tune in next week for Dice Camera Action. And thank you, Erika, for joining us once more.
Thank you
You're
so much for
Erika.
having me,
marvelous, and we love
everybody.
you. We love you, and we love your character.
Oh my gosh, I love
Hi,
you.
Dee!
Maybe Dee will swoop in again sometime. We
That
don't.
would be nice.
She would love
like
to see
that.
Dee and her hit points again.
Yes.
Week maybe would be great.
Magnificent hit points. Yes.
Dee, Evelyn, will feel the loss of Dee very sharply, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Diet's dead, so.
Yes. There's that.
Nate's gonna come back and go, what? What? We're all split up? Yes, literally no character is together except
Yeah.
Alton and Evie right now.
Everything is terrible.
Everything will be fine.
Dark,
Strix was
yo.
just scared.
Yes, exactly. And maybe Strix is actually the worst off of the bunch right now.
Yeah, that guy is a vampire.
Okay. She's with crazy lady who sleeps with her dead husband.
Yep. She
She
got that. She figured that out, especially after the bone box.
All right. So is Miss
I'm gonna
Clixham-
die of suspense.
I know. Me too.
Is the whole chat's is Dee dead? I don't know how it works when you're in a noose in D&D. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems pretty mortal there.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just try to cut his way out? Why did he go so peacefully into that dark night?
Because he thought, his friends would show up like Batman and, get him out of trouble.
I just figured I was put back in manacles on my way back over there.
Yeah, you were.
Or restrained in some.
Yes, yeah. Your hands are sort of behind you at this point in time. They don't typically have your hands free when you're hanged because you.
I'm in denial.
Yeah. So, do you have your Miss Clicks game tonight?
Yes. We will start in about 15 minutes on twitch.tv/missclicks, which is MISSCLIKS, in which I play a character very opposite of Evelyn. She's a half human, half minotaur, who's inspired by Seven of Nine
Nice.
and other logical characters.
Nice. All right. Well, fabulous as always, guys. It's been a fun game.
Hashtag
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having me, everybody.
Yeah, so I'll start rolling up a new character and I'll
A wise precaution.
Oh no.
Hashtag pray for Dia.
Pray for Diaz. All right. We'll call this one. Thanks, guys.
Oh my
Hi
god.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
I'm
Bye,
dead.
Erika.